7 o'clock straight up. I'm Dave Globin, Boogie with the Bull. Tuesday Night Live is on the air. Yeah, it's kind of a special Boogie with the Bull edition. Tonight, I'm 62 years old as of 9:04 p.m. on the East Coast, because that's the time I was born, up in a little town in Massachusetts, Boston or Brookline on the border there somewhere. Anyway, I'm a Beth Israel baby for any of you that really want to know. And if you're a Beth Israel baby, a Beth Israel baby, then you know what that means. They always celebrate the births and the anniversaries of births at Beth Israel Hospital. So maybe one of these times we'll get up there and celebrate my birthday. I want to thank everybody on Facebook for the bountiful happy birthdays from friends here on Facebook and around social media. Talked to my sisters way up on the mountain in California this evening, and they tell me life out there is moving along pretty good. And William Grant's in the Boogie with the Bull live chat on the Dave Globin profile and over on YouTube and on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. So if you're watching over there on YouTube, come on in, hit the subscribe or like or whatever button it is over there. One of these days when we get 1,000 subscribers who have watched 4,000 hours of Boogie with the Bull broadcasts, and there are at least 4,000 hours of Boogie with the Bull broadcasts on YouTube that you could watch, we might get a few pennies from YouTube and their parents over there at Google. I doubt it, probably because we're conservative, patriot Republicans, and we come on and we talk about things that YouTube and Google don't want to hear me talk about. We talk about things that Facebook and Meta don't want me to talk about. If you're floating around near a telephone, this is in fact the correct link for tonight's broadcast. If you want to join me here in the studio, it is StreamYard 3, G as in George, U as in Union, 8, M as in Mary, Q as in Queen, N as in Nancy, P Paul 3. StreamYard.com/3GU8MPNPP. Oh, wait, I said it wrong. 3GU8MQNNP3. Anyway, the number that you see on the screen is the number to call, and you're more than welcome to pop on and be part of the fun. I approach today the same way I approach most Boogie with the Bull broadcasts. I don't spend much time watching news on YouTube or Newsmax or any of the other news places where you can watch it. I respect a lot of people that do it. American News Network posts all over Facebook. Gene Barbarelli, I probably butchered his name, does This Week in Democracy. And, so there's plenty of stuff to read out there watch if you want to get the news. Dan Bongino does a fantastic job. Tucker Carlson's out there doing it somewhere, So there's plenty of avenues for you to get the news if you want to watch it. And I hope you're getting it. One place is here on Facebook. We have 8 groups now. We had 15. We cut it to 8. Just differences of operational style among admins with the 8 adopted groups. So I'm still a member of most of them, but I'm not an admin anymore. And I did post recently on my profile something, and I wasn't really intending to blast admins who invite me into their groups to be an admin. I was just kind of perplexed at admins who invite me in to be an admin in their group, knowing what I'm going to do if you give me admin access to your group. And part of it is using admin assist, but really only in its raw minimum forms. We use admin assist in our groups to create the new member welcome message that you see along with the list of the admins. And we also use it to flag spam posts, and we also use it to make post approval in our public groups where we keep getting hit with drive-by portings. We decided that we would just put everybody on post approval. But if you come into like Boogie with a Bullet True Patriot Sound public group and you're on post approval and your posts are getting approved, if you post in the group every day and you post things that belong in a group every day, we will give you pre-approval. And that means that you don't have to wait for an admin or a moderator of any group to approve your post. And the reason that that is important to me and not necessarily important to my fellow admins is that there are only so many hours in a day, 24. I can only be on Facebook so many, 18, because I'm going to sleep at least 6 hours with all the meds that go into my body throughout the day, and I'm not going to be here. And my belief is that if you're a member of my group and you have a post that you want in the newsfeed and it's relevant to that group and it belongs in that group, we got about 15 minutes from the time you post it to get it approved. Well, we publish 8 news feeds here, but the problem is nobody gets paid. So there isn't always an admin or a moderator around. So it's important to me that if you have proven yourself as a responsible poster in a group member, that you get what is called pre-approval. And that's a list that's maintained by Admin Assist, because we tell Admin Assist that William Grant posted once and we liked it, so we give him pre-approval. We also let you know that we give you pre-approval, but the first time you post something that doesn't belong in there, or something from Mars that really doesn't even belong on Facebook, we can take it away from you. But more importantly, I just want everybody who feels they have something that conservative patriots need to know about to be able to post in our groups 24/7, because it's important to you. I've told the story before where I was working with a Uber group out in Las Vegas, Nevada, and they wanted me to do I don't know, it was maybe a 10-minute weathercast for Las Vegas, Nevada. They wanted me to cover some other key cities and maybe a couple of minutes of news. And I would post it, I would finish it at 5:45, post it in the group at 5:50, and hope that submit it for post approval and hope that it would be there at 6 o'clock. What started happening was it started getting approved at 6 o'clock in the evening. And we could never get that fixed. So for me, like I said, if you're a member of my group and you got a post that you want to get into one of our groups, God love you. We want you to get it in there, and we want it approved in there as quickly as we can. And to help you out, if you're posting in the group all the time, then you will get what is called pre-approval, and that list is maintained by Admin Assist. We tell Admin Assist that it is okay for you to do that, and that's all we do with it. I don't believe in Admin Assist. It was the worst thing that ever got presented to admins, because it just gives Facebook more intelligence of what's going on in your group. And I don't think they deserve any more intelligence of what is going on in my groups. I can't tell you how many times a day I get into discussions that end up in arguments with people who just don't understand. Facebook, Meta, Platforms Incorporated, whatever you want to call the company, Mark Zuckerberg and whoever else is there, they are running illegally. And they have been running illegally for at least the 15 years that I have been on Facebook. There's a piece of documentation in the rule books in Washington, D.C. called the Communications Decency Act of 1996. In Section 230 of that act, it discusses the only 2 ways you can be on the internet in the United States of America. One is a public forum, which is where anybody can join, anybody can go on, anybody can post whatever they want, And that's it. It's a public forum where people come and talk about. There's no right answers. There's no wrong answers. There's no need for fact checking. The other side of it is a publisher where you control who gets onto your website and what is posted on your website. If you have a business and you have a website for your business, you're a publisher. It may be a public forum where people can still come and talk about and do whatever they want, but you're a publisher. As a publisher, you can operate your website as a public forum. That's legal, but you cannot be a public forum that operates like a publisher that fact checks and back checks and security checks and does this and does that and threatens to remove you if you don't toe the line for Meta Platforms Incorporated. Tired of arguing it with people. Barack Obama signed a executive order called net neutrality somewhere before the end of his second term, and I believe it is the only Obama executive order that is still standing since the 4 years of President Trump. And I believe that President Obama probably left it in effect too. It gave regulatory authority of the Facebook to the Federal Communications Commission in Washington, D.C., because they regulate telephone lines, and President Obama allowed the internet because it was originally telephone-based network. So he gave them regulatory authority. Are they doing their due diligence and their regulatory authority? No. Why? Because everybody who sits on the FCC board of directors and passes policy for the FCC and how the FCC operates is probably in Mark Zuckerberg's back pocket, as well as on both sides of the aisle in the House and in the Senate, who have governmental oversight of the Telecommunications Decency Act of 1996 and the Federal Communications Commission as well. They're in Facebook's pocket too. And we're talking about left side aisle members, right side aisle members, independent in the middle members. It doesn't matter. Okay. So if you're waiting for the day where Facebook gets hauled in before the government and everything changes, it's probably not going to happen. So what you really need to do is you just need to figure out a way to deal with what they do. For some people I know, they lose an account, they create another one. I've had Dave Globin for 15 years, 2009 to 2024. I once created a backup account because I had changed my password on this account before I left on a trip, and I forgot to take that notebook that I put in with me, and I couldn't remember what it was. It was something different than any other password that I ever had. I had to create a backup account. That's the Dave Globin that you see that has the profile picture of the Gone Insane sign. It's my account, but hackers took it and I never got it back. But my point is that I've only used this one account. I've only been me and Boogie with the Bull for as long as I've been here on Facebook. I don't know why some days, you may lose 10 accounts that you have and be kicked off Facebook for months at a time. I've never gotten it, but you either use it to the best of your abilities to use it, or you walk away from Facebook and you go someplace else. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've always said, don't let Facebook be the beginning and end of your social media network, of your social media experience. And they shouldn't be. Go to Twitter. I was on Twitter when Jack Dorsey launched it. I'm on Twitter now that Elon Musk owns it. I'm still on Facebook. I'm on StreetLock, and I do a little bit over there, not as much as I used to do. We're on American Patriot Social Network, which I have sort of abandoned. We're on Gab, which I have sort of abandoned. We're on Truth Social, which I have sort of abandoned. But we're set up everywhere. It's just hard to get there. But don't let Facebook put a damper on social media. Okay, and I'm on Facebook, and I will tell you that. Don't let Facebook put a damper on what you can do on social media. If you can't do it on Facebook, find someplace you can do it on and post back and forth. Anyway, take a breath. Melinda Brown 40 says, happy birthday. Thank you. Edward Smith Sr. says, happy birthday. And William Grant, my buddy, was the first one on. He says, happy birthday. So thank you all for the birthday wishes. And with the grace of God, we'll be here in 2025 to do it again. If you got a birthday coming up, let me know. We want to let everybody know. We want to post it in our groups. If you're a member of our groups, we want to post it in our groups. If you're a friend of mine, I want to post it on my profile. I want to post it on your profile. I want to get it everywhere on Facebook. I can get it posted because we just want to let it know. And if you're if you're going to turn 100 in 2024, we'd like to get you on the broadcast, even if you have to aim your cell phone camera on your face for a few minutes. We want to get you on Boogie with the Bull, like Willard Scott used to do it on Today. He used to get the 100-year-old people a blast. William Grant's birthday is tomorrow, so happy birthday today. That means January 17th is William Grant's birthday. So if you're a friend of his, make sure you go and wish him happy birthday. And Jane O'Malley just popped in. She says happy birthday. But so if your birthday is tomorrow, make sure. No, it's a little late now. If I'm on the American Rebellion over on Rumble tomorrow night, I'll mention that your birthday is tomorrow. But I'll post it all over in our groups and anywhere else I can post it on Facebook to let people know. Gary says happy birthday too. A bunch of them all came into the live chat screen at the same time. I want to make sure I get everyone. But thank you for the birthday greetings. And I really liked some of the I want to call them animes that or GIFs that people put in. Jerry Michaels did a really cool one, which actually looked like him. A bald guy standing next to me with my avatar. My avatar's hair is lighter than mine really is, and beard is lighter than mine. But it was the only one I could find that was close. Yes, happy birthday, Edward. Happy birthday, Edward. Happy birthday, Edward. Happy birthday, Edward. I will put a big note on my desk for as soon as the broadcast is over tonight to go to Conservative Freedom Defenders and send you the moderator invite. If you are interested still, I will send you the moderator invite as a birthday present. And if you accept it, then we'll introduce you to the wonderful world of being a moderator of a conservative patriot group on Facebook. And as we go along, you're welcome to be a moderator in the other 7 groups that we have. And Edward is telling everyone in the live chat that he will be 65 years old. Oh boy, he qualifies for Social Security. And my suggestion is that if you want to make sure you get any of it, I would start taking it now at 65 if you can. Realistically, I believe if you wait until 67, I think you get a little bit more. That I heard if you wait until 70 or 72, I think, you get a little bit more as well. What you get every month is based on when you start drawing it, how you start drawing it, and how long you're going to draw it. Like for me, I'm on SSDI, Social Security Disability Income, and which is about 70%, 80% of what I would get if I was on Social Security, but I was too young to go on to Social Security because this happened at 46. So I would, but basically, Ichabod Palmer's popping in. But so I would tell you that if you're turning 65, the worst you can do is call Social Security, talk to somebody on the phone, and they'll tell you what's going on and how much you would get if you started taking it at age 65. They'll also tell you, like I said, 67. If you wait 2 years, you get a little bit more. 70, I think it is, you get a little bit more. 72, I think you get a little bit more. But as I said to somebody today, if you keep putting off taking it and you pass away at 100 years old, then all you did was pay into it, never got any of it back, and the government's going to take it and give it to everybody else. They came across the border illegally. I wonder if that's what they do when you pass away, if they take money that you paid in and they just throw it into that illegal immigrant Social Security fund. But anyway, Ichabod, what's going on? What's the good word?
Not much on my end.
No?
It's cold. It's been cold here all day.
Yeah. We have a cold warning here in Florida. It could be 29 overnight, so I'm wondering if we might see snow. We probably won't, but it'll be cold enough.
Where are you at again, Dave?
We're in Fleming Island, Florida, which is up in the northern part of Florida, about 2.5 hours away from Georgia.
I seen you had a podcast and had guest Derek Arnold on.
Derek had been on for a long time. Derek was on for a long time. Then I'm not sure what happened. I think he lost his account, and I couldn't get into contact with him for a while. I left messages every once in a while. We were going to do a lot of things together, and I just, I love the guy to death. He's one of the best, most active people I know that is out there, but I just couldn't get a hold of him. So it just became.
I talked to him.
He's a great guy. Like I said, he's a great guy. It's just that it just didn't seem that our clocks gelled. And he was also doing a lot of more things off of Facebook.
Well, he's been doing a lot of traveling back and forth from the north to the south, too.
Yeah. Well, I know when I first met him online, I have yet to meet him in person, but when I first met him, he was down here in Florida, not too far away from where we are, for 6 months of the year, and then up in Maine for New Hampshire for 6 months.
I haven't met him in person yet. I've talked to him. I don't know.
But he's I forget the fancy cool term they have. He spends 6 months up there and he spends 6 months down here.
Yeah. I talk to him about we talk about a couple times a month on the phone.
Good.
Richard, citizen journalist. Now I know him personally, and me and him are buddies. I talk to him quite a bit on the phone.
Well, both of them are more than welcome to pop on, and I'll even turn my mic off and put my hand over my mouth and give other people a chance to talk. They're more than welcome. I've heard of Richard. I followed him for a while. I'm not sure what happened. And Derek, like I said, I look forward to one day meeting him, but our paths crossed, and
there's a couple times we've talked about meeting up. He was going to try to get me to DC for a court case up there for one of his friends, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm on the no-fly list, so I can't. I'll have to drive if I go.
I don't get this. I really don't. You're on a no-fly list. I mean, I don't understand. They take American citizens and they put them on. They say you can't fly because you did this. The Democrats know that most of these cases are probably going to be thrown out when
I don't fly anyhow, so it don't matter.
Yeah, well, no, I know, but I mean the cases are going to be thrown out when when the Republican Revolution in 2024 takes place, most of those cases are going to be taken out. Most of those people that are still sitting in DC jails, that I feel the Democrats put them in jail, indicted them and put them in jail, or just arrested them and put them in jail, and they're holding them with the understanding that the longer we hold them, I mean, the odds are they're not going to get tried, or they're going to get kicked out. I just hope that the final outcome of all of this is that anyone who is rotting away in a federal prison waiting for their day in court and hasn't gotten their day in court yet has some kind of legal financial recourse against the government of the United States Incorporated.
Right.
And you know, and the families, God forbid, you know, if something happened, you said yesterday, things happened with your son. You know, it sounds like he was in the wrong place at the wrong time and got pretty busted up. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I got a little more word on that, but I can't talk about it.
Well, okay, yeah. That I've only stuck to that
okay.
line.
I will say this much.
Okay.
I did get a report, and he is okay. But yeah, there was an incident.
Yeah.
But it can't be discussed right now. So
right. And that's the only thing that I say to people is don't come onto a Boogie with a Bull. I mean, come onto a Boogie with a Bull broadcast and talk about anything you want. But if you're under a gag order or something like that, or told, don't do social media broadcasts because it could affect, then I tell people don't come on and don't talk about what you can't talk about. But we are.
Well, I do. We
all are
my
concerned.
boys have been attacked, and my family's been. They're messing with us on both sides. The law's messing with us, and the people that my son was messing with have put threats out. But the law has made statements, and I got wind of this that, like I said yesterday, the reason my son's been attacked and messed with so much by the law is because they're attacking them and going after them because they don't like mine and my wife's political views and all the things we have done. Because we have been active the last 3 or 4 years, like DC, and like I pulled permits down at our state capitol and fought the vaccine mandates and the mask mandates for some nurse friends and doctors that were friends of mine, and so.
Yeah. I see Stephen Tolliver's in the house. He's watching Crazy Horse. It's nice to see you. And if you decide you want to join us,
yeah, Steve, come join us.
You're more than welcome to join us. The link will go back into the link will go back up on the screen for the moment.
Randy, you know who I pissed off?
Oh. I believe you end up on the no-fly list, not because you pissed somebody off, you pissed on somebody.
Yeah, I did. I've called some people out in multiple places, like at our Capitol, and I made some statements that was true, but it offended somebody. Apparently, I got under somebody's skin.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen, for the happy anniversary of the day you were born. I call it manufacturing date. Myself,
Yeah, today's your birthday, correct?
Yeah, I want to thank the federal government. I want to thank the United States of America Incorporated for buying me and selling me for $100 million. 62 years ago today. I hope you guys have made a crap load of money off of it, off of that $100 million, because I have not made a penny. I do
have some good news today, Dave.
What?
I'm working with a bunch of young kids over here at the Walker, and I'm talking young kids from the age 16 to, like, I guess the oldest person there is 36 besides me. I am the oldest, but they're starting to wake up. They was asking me about some stuff about Biden. They was asking about the reparations that the black folks want. And I said, hey, we all, if anybody deserves reparations, everybody deserves them because we're all free range slaves. And I tried to explain to them about Washington D.C. and the the Bank of London and the Vatican, and these kids are starting to open up and open their eyes.
Yeah.
So I'm not completely losing hope in this new generation, but I always say the millennials are some of the dumbest son of bitches. I hate to say that because I know some good kids, but they're just some dumb son of bitches. They are.
Well,
but I got hope. I still got hope in them.
I hope we get through to them. I hope we get them to at least look at it and decide for themselves. It's hard, I'm sure, because we didn't grow up in this. 62, we didn't grow up in this. 62 years ago, the government didn't do a lot of things that they do to us. They did a lot of bad things back then, I'm sure too, but I don't get it anymore. And like I said last night on the American Rebellion, it's scary. Words coming out of my mouth telling people that it may be time, if you never thought about owning a gun, it may be time to exercise your Second Amendment rights.
Yep.
And I wonder, do a lot of people that have guns and are buying ammo as fast as they can buy it and stocking it so they have whatever they think they're going to need, when you're doing target practice in your backyard, does anybody reload that stuff, or do you just you fire it once at a target and it's done?
I don't, but I save all my brass, and I got a buddy that does it for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And is it cheaper than buying, going down to Walmart and buying a box of Remington shells or whoever?
Oh, yeah. But I don't buy my shit on. I shop around. I do online, or I go to swap meets, or there's other means of getting ammo. But I don't have enough yet. I mean, I've got plenty, but I don't have enough of like what I'd like to have. But I don't waste my ammo. I'm not the kid I used to be. Back when I was a kid, I just go out and shoot the shit out of everything I had, but not anymore.
Yeah. Well, when we were kids, that's what we did. We just took our guns and went and shot the bejeebus out of everything, and then went to McDonald's, flipped some burgers, and then went out at the end of the week and bought some more. But,
it's unreal how the prices of ammos went up. I mean, back when I was a kid, I'd go buy a box 50 round 22 shells for $1 or less, and then now shit, they cost you $10 or more for some of them.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. And I don't understand. Are they charging more because they're making less? Are they charging more because it costs more to make it?
Probably both, I would guess. I mean, I know there's some places shutting down.
It's like gasoline.
There's a place about 40 miles from us that manufactures ammunition. And I used to have a guy that worked for them, and I used to get ammo through him really cheap, but he don't work for them no more, so I don't have that connection anymore.
Yeah. I wanted to highlight this one. Stephen Tolliver recommends that everybody watching reads a book named Fruit from a Poisonous Tree. This book will help you to reclaim your birthright. And I think that's the $100 million that you hear us talk about a lot on the broadcast. I'd like to get Stephen on one night with a panel that wants to listen and learn and talk, and everybody who wants to watch, because my concern, just because I have terminal issues going on in my head and I don't know when I'm going to leave. I would very much like to have that $100 million coming back to my family, or at least coming into me and going to my family after I pass. If you're in Florida tonight, got about, I think, about 25 more minutes to buy your, no, I think it's 10 o'clock here. So you got like an hour and a half, 2.5 hours. Florida Mega Millions is $208 million tonight. And if you win and I don't, I'll be happy for you. But do that. Let's see who else is in there. Jane O'Malley wants to learn how to get her birthright back. Whoops, there we go. So I'll talk to Stephen, and if we can get Stephen on and others that he might want to bring on to that broadcast, or maybe even a series of broadcasts on one of the 2 nights, then maybe we will do it, because I'm interested in hearing about it. I'd like to use a broadcast or a few, however many it takes to get that out there. Only because if we took that $100 million away from the government and we each got it back, the money available for our government would be to do half the crap they do they shouldn't be doing, wouldn't be there. Plus, I don't need $100 million. At 62, I don't need $100 million, but it would be nice to have it.
Yeah, it would be nice to have it.
Or it would be nice.
Money's nothing to me. I mean, I believe money's root of all evil, to be honest with you.
It is, but I start thinking about it as a grandfather who knows that in May our granddaughter will be born, and she will owe more in taxes than she will ever pay back in her lifetime, and probably, I'm guessing, her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, or maybe none of us are just ever going to pay it back.
Right.
But let me scroll back. Brian Hackett is in the house. Brian Hackett and I went to high school together, Homestead High School, Cupertino, California. The architect was the same guy that did San Quentin, so it looks very similar to San Quentin prison in California's campus. But Brian says, the love of money is the root of all evil. Well, I guess that's true, Brian, but necessarily, when you have a little bit and you can only do a little bit with it, I don't know if having a lot of money is the root of all evil, or what you do with that money is the root of all evil. Because it's like, it's like I said today to my sisters in California, a lot of good could happen with $208 million, because we just don't need all of that.
I never had enough money in my hand at one time to even keep it or enjoy it, so it don't matter.
Right. I don't either. And you get to a point where you just make do with what you can, or what you have. Survive with what you got, and you don't get mad when you're doing something on your Chromebook and smack it with his fist on the right side, which you'd already had keys that were sticking anyway, because you can't go out and buy another one. And but
Leave it froze up, Dave.
Maybe I did. But if that 208 million, yeah, we did freeze up for a second. Hang on, because I'm seeing me on. There it is. We're back. If that 208 million hit us tomorrow, we do the same thing that everybody else wants to do. Make sure we have a house that's safe and secure, and family has a house and safe and secure. Our sons and daughters-in-law and grandchildren have houses. All of that stuff. I'm not going to run out and buy that really fancy 4-wheel drive Mercedes that I put off driving or buying for years because I'm not driving anymore. But I would want to hope that it doesn't make me any different. That I still, it might make me different in the sense that I might have money available to start putting money to work to help people, not necessarily spending money to get a jab in everyone's arm.
I'd invest it, help a few people, and still work is what I would do. I'd still work because if I stayed around home doing nothing, then I'd do nuts.
Yeah, my wife would lose me probably 5 p.m. to about 10 o'clock every night because I just go into the studio Monday through Friday and do my thing. But I'd still want to be the same. Don't need to live in a house. I mean, it'd be nice to have a house in the middle of 40 acres with a lot of land around it, and we can use it however we wish. But I don't think that happens in this country anymore anyway. Maybe a gas station. so we don't have to worry about gas prices. Don't buy an electric vehicle, and if you're looking to buy an electric vehicle, go to your nearest Hertz dealer, Hertz rental location, because they're evidently going to sell off all the electric vehicles they have. They're not making enough money off of renting them. And let's see. Melinda said, I go get the WHO, the WEF, a bunch of shots of COVID. Wait a minute, I'm confused, Melinda. You would go. Well, yeah. I guess I was reading it backwards. It sounded like the way I was reading it was she was saying that she would get a bunch of shots of. She get a bunch of shots of COVID, the actual virus, and go to the World Health Organization and the other one, the World Economic Forum, and distribute free shots of COVID. Okay, that made sense. Let me see. Let me get that one out.
You seen that what's his name that run against Trump last night for president? He dropped out. What's his name? The young kid.
Who, DeSantis?
No, Ramsey, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
he endorsed Trump, and he's with Trump. He was with Trump, and he spoke to Trump a little bit ago up there in New Hampshire.
Yeah, he came under fire lately. If you go into the Conservative Freedom Defenders group, there's a post that went up yesterday or the day before from, I think, Elizabeth Hoxie, who is a truth seeker something number on TikTok, I think, and produces some videos. And she did an expose on his background, and he's really not the guy that you think he is. He has a company. I forget the name of the company. It's Royavent, something like that is in bed with some of the pharmaceutical companies. He a hedge fund or some kind of venture money, something that was in bed with this one and that one. And well, I'm glad, I'm glad that, maybe he thought he had a chance to win and he went in and he didn't get it because of Trump. And, maybe he'll try in 2028. I don't really know. We're going to be in exactly the same place. I think we will be in 2028 as we will be with Trump when he gets elected in 2024, because this is the end, unless more additional terms are added somehow. But I don't see that part changing. We will have Trump for 4 years, provided he's not impeached during the 4 years or killed. We will have him for 4 years, and then we got to have somebody else who's ready to step up and do it. And it is a good time. Maybe 2024 is the year that if you thought about running, well, it's probably too late now to get all the signatures and get yourself funded to be able to run. But in 2026, when there is a midterm election for the House and the Senate, I believe, maybe that'll be time for everybody to step up and run. And you should. I thought about it once, then I kind of just decided that it wouldn't. I don't know if it would be. Didn't know if it would be the right thing to do. Now I'm glad I didn't, because I would have had to step down the minute the doctor said dementia, this and that, Parkinson's, this and that. I would have just had to step down, because I'm not going to worry about people worrying about whether or not I can do my job anymore.
Well, it don't matter anymore. Look at Biden.
Well, no, it doesn't. Right. Look at Biden. Look at. I'm surprised that the Democrats haven't tried to Shanghai Kamzilla out of the White House as vice president and bring in Fetterman to replace her, because if, God forbid, but if something happens and Biden wins the election, something's going to likely happen to Biden. Everybody says something's going to happen to Trump. Something's probably going to happen to Biden, and Fetterman would become president. The Democrats would have a person who's not quite
they're going to get Biden out of there. He's not going to be in there. He's going to be out of there. I'm not saying Trump. I hope to God Trump gets back in there if they don't cheat. But I got a feeling they're going to get Biden out of there because he's not competent. They know it.
Well,
they got to find somebody. I think it's going to be Newsom, probably Gavin Newsom.
Yeah. Well, they have Biden there, and he's incompetent. And that's who they want, because they just need someone who does what they're told. But the problem is his incompetency now is he just shouldn't be there.
Well, he's never there.
He doesn't know who's with him a lot. He doesn't know what he's saying. Different thoughts that he shouldn't be thinking at one time get crossed into one thought, and he says something. And you can see that when he is around the world with a lot of world leaders, they kind of wish he wasn't there.
Yep.
Except for, Zelensky over in Ukraine. And the only reason he wants to see him in Ukraine is because, he gets a check.
Right.
I don't know. It's crazy. Stephen Tolliver says, I've never paid taxes in 73 years. Being indigenous affords me that luxury. Well, Stephen, doesn't the Constitution afford every American the fact that they don't have to pay taxes either, that they're actually voluntary? Well, I guess one side tells me taxes are voluntary. The other side tells me that whatever amendment it was that is in the Constitution that would have created taxes wasn't properly ratified. Or wasn't ratified. and thus I just think that the whole tax thing is never gonna go away, and it's not, because once they start taxing you on something, they're going to tax you on it as long as they can, and when they can't tax you on that, they're going to find something else to tax you on. I'm waiting for the day where I get a bill from Facebook that says you're on 4 hours a week, 5 hours a week doing broadcasts, and the federal government says we have to tax you $100 a second. Unless I win the $208 million tomorrow, then it doesn't matter. But
I haven't played the lottery in years.
We do when it's over. 200 million. I think it's 208 million. I think that's the smallest that we play. We usually play when it gets up around 300, 400, $500 million, over $500 million.
I watched my mom buy a lottery ticket faithfully every week for 20 years, and she never won a lick.
Yeah.
I've never won a lick. I mean, I've never won on the lottery, but by God, I won some money at the casino a few times.
I've done that before at the casino.
I think I'm about $8,000 ahead on the casino, so I'll just stay away from them now. Figure $8,000 ahead, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, we go into bouts of buying them every once in a while, where I'll spend $10 and get 5 tickets, and we'll win $10, and I'll use the $10 and buy another 5 tickets, and I'll keep doing that until I either lose it or win big.
I stuck $20 in a $5 machine one night and won $6,700 on 3 spins, and I went in there like a few nights later and stuck $10 in a dollar machine and won $1,100. So and I walked out the second time. First time I ended up putting about $3,000 back. I think I walked out $4,000 that night, but still on a $20 investment, that wasn't bad. But I was gone half the night, and the wife was pretty pissed off because she didn't know where the hell I was. I figured money make a difference and make her a little happier, but it didn't make her happy.
Nah. That would never work for me, because that's my problem. It's not that I am addicted to gambling. It's if I walk into a casino with $1,000 and I lose the $1,000 and haven't won anything, if I have money in my wallet, I'm going to spend it, even if it's committed to something else. And if I don't win, I'm going to feel terrible, and or have serious problems that I have to dance around. But I don't know. It's actually against the law for taxes, but here we are. That's what Melinda says. And Stephen is recommending a book. Wait a minute. I'm getting all lost here. There, that one. That's the one I want on the screen. It did up to 1913, and then again in 1933, because the House HJR 102. Anyway, I don't know. Like I said, we'll talk to Stephen, and if he wants to do something one night a week on this, I think I have some interest in doing it for anyone who might want to read about it. And I'm going to tell you that Stephen says that you will win, but it could take a while before you start getting. No, Stephen, if I walked into a casino with $85,000 and lost it, my wife would probably change the locks and not let me in, or have the Rottweiler here on guard duty and not let me in when I knocked on, when I put the code in the door to get in. I couldn't spend $85,000.
I wouldn't walk in there with $85,000.
Yeah. I think the first time I played blackjack, I sat down with $150, bought three $50 chips, and I won a couple of $100 that night. Next night I went back with $150 and lost it in about 10 seconds. The first three hands I played, I lost it. Just
I've been in a casino in probably 5 years, but when I do go, I don't go in. I'll take maybe $100 bill that I'll limit myself that I spend. If I spend that, I'm done.
Yeah. There's only a couple of slot machines at Foxwoods when we go up to Connecticut that I actually enjoy playing. So I'll take a little bit to be able to play them. And last time we went, I stayed up in the hotel room most of the time, except for bingo. I was down in the bingo hall, I think, in the morning, and then I was up in the hotel room doing broadcasts while Donna was down in the casino. $85,000 in one night. Wow. Gosh, what I could have done with $85,000.
At one time, in one lump sum, yeah, me too. $85,000 to buy me a new setting truck and a sandblaster and everything. I could really make my monument company go to town.
God, $85,000 to spend on a studio. Shit, I'd be able to lay in bed and do Boogie with the Bull. But I don't know. Anyway, anyone is welcome to pop in. And
yeah, I'm going to have to go here pretty quick, Dave.
I'll be up early in the morning. Yeah, I'm glad you popped in. I'm glad you let people over here hear about what was going on, because not everybody is on Rumble on Tuesday and Thursday night watching the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday at 7 p.m. over on the American Rebellion Rumble channel, watching the American Rebellion. And you should, because it's better over there than it was on Facebook, because they're not getting regulated and beat up every time they do something.
I got to be in earlier tomorrow, because we walked in with all this cold weather. It froze water lines at the locker. The furnace quit at the locker. I had to kind of take my turbo heater in there to help us where we could even work yesterday. And we're way behind, and we got to be set up. All the water lines and everything's got to be up and running for kill day. Yeah, we're 4 cows behind. We're right on time. Everything's slaughtered, processed, and packaged and ready to go. And we're four animals behind right now. So So I'm going to go in an hour earlier tomorrow, and hopefully we catch up.
Yep. All right. Well, glad you dropped by. I always say this is one of those broadcasts where I just flip the cameras and the mic on and figured I'd do what I do. And whenever it ended, it would end if people came. And if they didn't, then, I do have to put a little bit more work into it and have things to do other than just ramble for 2.5 hours. But Ichabod, it's always a pleasure. You are welcome. You are welcome anytime you wish.
Crazy Horse, it's good chatting with you tonight. Maybe I'll get with you here one of these nights and visit with you. But watch your six, stay vigilant, and God bless y'all.
All right. Keep us posted on what's going on, Ichabod, but always a pleasure. Say hi to your wife and thank her for letting you come play with us.
All right, we'll do. Good night, Dave.
All right. Take care. All right, Steve Ichabod Palmer. You see him all around Facebook. I cannot remember the name of the group. I think it's We the People, Missouri, but I could be wrong. But I'll find it, and I'll make sure you know. And matter of fact, I'm probably in the group, so I'll make sure you know. One of these days, I could probably do a broadcast just giving you names of groups that you might want to consider joining. And hang on, let me pop that, bring this over here where no one can see what I'm doing in a moment. But what was I going to say? Yeah, mean, there's a lot of different things we can do, but it was my 62nd birthday today, which was another reason to go on. I thought there was going to be karate, but the karate club took the night off. They're out watching something on TV, and so we decided we would come on. But anybody is welcome. That's what I guess I'm trying to say. Sometimes it gets hard to speak, but anybody is welcome. When you see the link is on, you're more than welcome to come on. They tell me now we can have 10 people on, although I think the max that we've only been able to get on is 8. But they tell me that we can have 10. So if you see me on, there's like 7 other people can be on, and you're excuse me for a second. Life made possible by Big Pharma Incorporated. Pick your Big Pharma brand, and I'm probably a customer of them. Anyway, but good night, Melinda. Thank you for coming and the birthday wishes, and enjoy seeing you in the groups. The groups are going through marathon membership, whatever. Every day's marathon membership in all of the groups. American Regulators, Boogie with the Bull, True Patriot Talk, Conservative Freedom Defenders, MAGA News Nation, Red Patriots for America, the Great American Nation, the Hardcore Conservatives Group, and the United Media Group Uncensored. The public groups, unfortunately, as I said at the beginning of the broadcast, the public groups have become post-approval required because of the random drive-by portings that happen whenever they think there's no admin around or monitor around to catch it, have increased on the public groups, and Facebook is not willing to help us. So the public groups are all in post-approval required. But if you're posting in there every day or every so often and your stuff belongs in there, then we will give you pre-approval and you can be there. And one of these days, honestly, if the 208 million fell into our lap tomorrow, I would probably take $1 million of it and try to do something fairly quick just to get it up and get it going, or look for a existing social media network that might be worth dropping $1 million into, something that's already up and running, and help it keep going. And I'm not talking about wanting to buy Twitter, because I think I could convert it and make it better. Or, usually that doesn't happen. When you buy something that's already running, and it's been running that way for so long, and it was so corrupted for so long, I don't really think, regardless of how much money you put in there, that you're ever going to straighten it out. And Elon Musk is a great guy. I really wish I could get him on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. There'll be more than one broadcast. We can link to my Twitter profile, but I don't very rarely, because I don't think people have the time to watch a 2.5-hour tweet. But we are on Twitter. I'm Dave Glovin, or I'm at Dave Glovin, and I'm at Boogie WT Bull on Truth Social. I'm at Dave Glovin. I don't know if I'm at Boogie with the Bull, but Boogie with the Bull True Patriot Sound group is on Twitter. But as I said, it's been abandoned. I have to really get more active in doing what we need to do. So yeah, if that 208 million comes tonight, first thing tomorrow morning, yeah, a portion might go to doing something. If I ever came into enough money to buy Facebook, I might make an exception and buy it. But everybody who works there, regardless of whether or not you think like I do, or you think the way you want. I probably would only buy Facebook if I could like boot every executive officer, and yeah, I wouldn't want to buy them anyway. I'd want to just start something from the ground up new. Take $1 million, launch whatever I can do with $1 million, and if it was going well and doing well, then maybe kick up something better. And really, what I would want to do anyway is something like YouTube, but not something like YouTube, in the sense that YouTube spanks you for anything they want to spank you for, and they just screw up. Also, I do want to let my friends know who have pages on Facebook, like the Boogie with the Bull page. There are a couple of people going around sending messages to the admins of pages, and they tell you that they have several copyright violations against your page, and because of that, your page is going to be deleted. Do not click on the link that's in there because it's bogus. And also at the bottom of it, it says for more information, contact Facebook at noreply@facebook.com. noreply@facebook.com is an outgoing email address. Facebook can only send out stuff. They don't want replies. So it's not from Facebook. Also, if Facebook sends you a copyright violation, bring my voice back down again. If Facebook sends you a copyright violation, they will send it to your email. They will send it to your Facebook account on the email address that you gave Facebook to contact you from. And they decide whether or not your page is taken down. But right now, the Boogie with the Bull page is getting a new one every day of the week from guest ID something, a bunch of numbers. If you get one, because you're, like I said, a page admin, if you get one, do not click on the link. It's like HTTP case number at helpdesk-info.com. Do not click on, you can click on it, but only click on it if you have really good virus protection and malware on your machines. And I'm not going to get into a long discussion over what I have and how much I pay for it. But from confirmed sources, the link on there is a malware link. So if you see this in your inbox on your pages, blow it off and delete it. And don't do anything about it. There was also no reason why there would be any copyright violation of any kind on the Boogie with the Bull page anyway, really, because the only thing that's there is Boogie with the Bull broadcast. And if I violate, on the rare chance that I did violate your copyright, we've always worked through it. Even in the days when it was a music sharing page and we had permission to post all of the musicians that we did. Occasionally we would get a copyright violation. But anyway, it really is sad to me in 2024 that Facebook has to go out of its way to make things difficult for people that they don't want on Facebook. And anyway, I'm not going to sit here and ramble on it, on and on and on and on. And you're right, Stephen. It does become less stressful if you're not doing them. In my case, it's become a lot less stressful, other than the hour that I take to set up the studio, maybe read some news and think about maybe some things. And then the 2 minutes that I sit here and say a couple of prayers and then go live. It was a lot easier being a radio disc jockey in San Jose, California, and walking in at 9:45 and making a fresh pot of coffee and sitting down and looking at the notes of what I had to do that night and just go. And there's a lot of garbage. There's a lot of infighting going on between people who do broadcasting. This person doesn't like that one because something happened on their show. This one doesn't like that one because something happened on their show. I got to tell you, folks, 2024 is the year that I don't want to deal with it anymore. If you're on this if you're on Boogie with the Bull, what you do off of Boogie with the Bull is between you and the people that you do it with. If I'm on another broadcast and I do something wrong and I get into a battle with somebody, that's on me. But I really, it's that life is too short thing to first thing in the morning worry about what this person is posting in their areas of Facebook or what they're saying on their broadcast or what I'm saying on my broadcast or situations that happened on my broadcasts. It's not Hollywood. It's not Dan Bongino's world. It's not Steve Bannon's world. It's not Tucker Carlson's world. I'm just a simple 62-year-old guy who likes doing live streaming and started doing live streaming, I think 3-4 years ago when I realized that I really missed not working in radio anymore. And the original Boogie with the Bull plan was 7 years into it to start looking at internet radio as the next step of expansion. But the live streaming is better. So, maybe one of these days all of us will be in the right place at the wrong time and we'll all sit down and we'll just say that, maybe we're going to cause a Facebook insurrection and take over Facebook and run it the way it should be, or we're all just going to launch something and see what happens with it. So if it happens, it happens. But be diligent. Watch your surroundings, as Jen Woodruff would say. If you see something, say something. As Jerry Michaels would say, it's I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't remember it exactly, but don't be surprised with what you do when you're in a situation and the only thing you can do is what you need to do. Okay? Be safe. Hug your family. Kiss your family. Hug your family. Love your family. Remember, they were there for you, and now you're there for them. And keep in contact with your parents. Call your mother, call your sister, call your brother. I got lucky. I called my mother the end of last week, and I called her yesterday because my brother was having problems trying to get through to her. And so keep in touch with the family. Talked to my two sisters in California, like I said, for probably almost 2 hours today. And it was really great because we don't get a chance to do that much. And I talked to my brother yesterday for probably an hour. Talked to my mom yesterday for about a half an hour. So, just keep in touch with your family. Keep in touch with your family. And like Jane said, be safe. Thanks for the show. It's my pleasure, Jane. I like I said, I enjoyed doing this so much that, it's easy to say it's really just a broadcast of turning the mic on, turning the camera on, rambling at whatever comes through my head, hoping that after you've watched it, you caught one clear thought that makes you start thinking about something. And, you go off and start doing your own research. And, as I said on the American Rebellion yesterday, it it may be time to start looking for. It may be time to arm yourself, and if you don't do it soon, it may be too late when you want to do it. Because if they manage to get the Second Amendment out of the Constitution, I don't know. And it's going to be ugly. So just be ready. It's going to be ugly. And it just seems that there is so much ugliness out there right now. It sounds like it's going to be a civil war, North versus the South. Again, it's going to be a civil war, industrialized states against non-industrialized states, sanctuary states against sanctuary states. All I'm going to say on that is we are the only country, from what I understand, on God's green earth that does not have a permanent border around it that keeps out those that shouldn't be there and protects those that are there. And that needs to change. It really does. I want to thank everybody at YouTube for another Boogie with the Bull broadcast that will hopefully make it on the Boogie with the Bull page. Go over to YouTube, search Boogie with the Bull. Usually the most recent episode lines up. Go and watch it there. I think you can jump to the actual page and scroll through and find broadcasts going way back, way back to when we started. On my profile here on Facebook, I think it's every Boogie with the Bull broadcast that we ever did, except for a couple that were so stupid that we just deleted them. But generally, I don't do that, even if there's a major error in the technology or whatever else. I leave those in because I just want to show everybody we're human. We're not perfect. We don't have an engineer sitting behind a glass window doing, taking phone calls for us and making sure the comments get in. We do our best to make sure everybody's comment in the live chats come through and get posted on the screen if we can, and I appreciate everybody who does that. So Jane O'Malley, thank you for watching. Stephen Tolliver, Crazy Horse, always a pleasure. Even if you want to come on one time, Stephen, to do 2.5 hours of or whatever time talking about how to claim what is yours, it would be appreciated, but I'm not going to force you to do it or force anybody else to do it. We scroll back up. Brian Hackett, my buddy, went to high school with me, like I said, Homestead High School, Cupertino, California, class of 1980. It was a pleasure to see you in the live chat. And scrolling way up back to the Randy Rhodes was on. Make sure you pay attention to the Randy Rhodes page. Randy Rhodes is the head genealogist behind All Roads Lead to Home Genealogy Services here on Facebook. Go to the All Roads Lead to Home group and read about it. If you're interested, then contact Randy. And he'll ask for all kinds of information to help him get a track for the genealogy train to roll on. And in 15 minutes, he claims he will be able to give you some information on 5 generations back that will hopefully make you want to continue. And some families have royalty and some families don't. Some families have people that were important or celebrities or whatever, and that's pretty cool to find out too. Anyway, you find out what you find out. Anyway, like I said, Americans, not blah, 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 let me start. American regulators, Boogie with the Bull, True Patriot Talk, Conservative Freedom Defenders, MAGA News Nation, Red Patriots for America, the Great American Nation, the Hardcore Conservatives Group, the United Media Group Uncensored. Those are our 8 core groups. I'm in probably 200 other groups, moderators in some, admins in some. The 8 groups that came that were conservative patriot groups, I'm not going to name them all. The only one that I'm still listed as an admin in is New Republic Media. No, excuse me, New Republic News 2024. I don't really do much in there anymore. But they all were returned. And I'm sorry that it was our decision to do that. But anyway, like I said, we're paying attention on our core 8 groups right now. Art Sessa, who was the founding admin of Conservative Freedom Defenders and is back in the group, is now helping us as an admin in the 7 other groups. And we're very fortunate to have that. And so take a look at the groups. I post something every day, pretty much, with a link that will take you to each one of the groups, and go over and take a look around. And if you like what you see, join the group and invite your friends. And they're not the largest groups. They're not the smallest groups, but they work. Stay vigilant. Keep an eye on what's going on around you at all the time. Make sure that you and your family are safe and prepared for whatever is coming. And when you go to bed at night, thank God for that day. Ask for another one. And if you wake up here on Earth, then okay. If you don't wake up here on Earth, I hope they have Boogie with the Bull up wherever you land. Anyway, it's 8:22, so we're going to wrap this one up in like the next 7 minutes, which is 8:30, which is what I said. Next Boogie with the Bull is Thursday, 7 p.m. Open discussions on whatever comes out of our mouths with a panel here. If you're interested in being on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, even if you want to just come on and talk about a group on Facebook that you're the admin of, or a broadcast that you post on Facebook, please feel free to come on. Make sure around 11 o'clock, make sure you go to the Bill Muckler Show group, and join the group. And I believe 11 o'clock every Monday through Friday morning, the new broadcast posts at around 11 o'clock that day. Make sure you watch that, share it in all of your groups, share it on all of your friends' pages that will let you share it. Go to 2020americabook.com, 2020americabook.com, and buy Bill's 2 books, 2020, A Clear Vision for America, and 2020, A Clear Vision for Our Future. They are not long books to read. It's $25. You get 2, both hardcover books for $25. It used to be $25 a book. So it's a very good deal. If you know Bill, he will write a very nice note from him to you in each book. If the books are a gift, he will write a very nice note to the person the books are going to. And Bill's an all-around great guy, too. So watch the Bill Muckler Show Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. on the Bill Muckler Show group. Also on the Bill Muckler profile page. Let's see. He's on the Next Gen Network. So if you go to their website, you can watch it there. as well. So live well and prosper. It's tough times, but we're going to get through it somehow. You've been watching Boogie with the Bull Tuesday Night Live, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. We own it all. And you know what? If you think you have a reason to come after us, please do. And either we will get through it or we won't. I don't know. It's not worth worrying about everybody every day who thinks they have to have a reason to go after everybody and anybody. I'm Dave Globin. You're not. Thursday night, 7 o'clock. We will be here. Double B's for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is going to come to an end. Thank you to everyone who watched. Share the broadcast anywhere you think it's appropriate to share it to on Facebook. It wasn't much of a politically based broadcast tonight. We didn't really go off on all those political tangents that we normally do. So share it wherever you think you can. If you want to share it off of Facebook, go to the YouTube channel, the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, and take the link to any broadcast there and post it anywhere you want as well. Rumble. I keep saying we're just about there. We're going to do it. And right now, it won't happen before February. And it may get delayed again. I don't know. My thing right now is to not worry about being everywhere that we have to pay to be. It's because there are enough free places that I can post as a podcast and people can watch, and hopefully it's just as good. But anyway, I'm Dave Globin. You're not. Thank you for watching. And I hope that you come back. Do not forget, actually, let me do this. Do not forget that you need to join Jerry Michaels on the American Rebellion on Rumble Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. to usually 9 p.m. And the link is rumble.com/amreb/live, just like you see it on the screen, rumble.com/amreb.live. Or if you're a Rumble member, log on to Rumble and you can find the American Rebellion page. Click on that and you will be able to get the live chat. If you're watching Rumble on Facebook, if you're watching the American Rebellion on Rumble on Facebook, you will not have access to the Rumble live chat because that's an issue that Rumble and StreamYard have to work out, and that's just the way it goes. So watch it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday at 7 p.m. The American Rebellion on Rumble. And I just want to see if I can get this down really quick. I missed it. Jen Woodruff said, happy birthday, Coca-Cola with Fireball. That I should have done that. But I think we're out of Fireball. I think I finished whatever we had here. It was a small bottle. But anyway, I'm gonna try that the next time. I don't drink very often anymore, really, because I never was much of a drinker anyway. And now look at the label of anything that I take, and you get the impression that if you have a drop of alcohol, that you could die. Or this medication that you're taking won't work. Anyway, I'm Dave Globin. You're not. It's 8:30, and I'm going to pull the plug on this Boogie with the Bull broadcast. Like I said, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. And if you want to be a part of Thursday, then message me and tell me you want to be a part of it. I will add you to the Boogie Links group on Messenger, and you can get the link to the broadcast right there. Also, let's see. Claudette Rhodes, Randy Rhodes' wife, sent me happy birthday. So thank you. I'll answer that in just a second. And thank you to all the other people who think or wished me a happy birthday in the Facebook news feed, on their profiles, on my profile, on posts that other people put up wishing me a happy birthday. Thank you very much. Do not forget, tomorrow is William Grant's birthday. I don't remember how old he will be, but tomorrow is his birthday. So make sure you return the love or share the love with William. And I believe Edward Smith Sr. said that his birthday is coming up and he will be 65. I think Randy Rhodes will be 65 this year too. So anyway, I'm David Woolman. You're not. Thanks for watching Boogie with the Bull Tuesday Night Live, and we will see you on Thursday night.